Alrighty, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday morning. If you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Tyler. I'm going to be helping navigate us through the wild world of trading futures and specifically trading the Nasdaq, because the Nasdaq, out of any of the other ones, has so much whips either direction. It's pretty crazy. You could be in a move for less than a few seconds and you're already up 20, 30 points, or could be down 20 or 30 points. So it's an exciting asset to trade. We're going to be taking a look at the higher time frame. We'll see what the market has done, where it's going, and talk about some other things here today. We'll be doing our daily affirmation, so if you want to participate in that, go ahead and hit the like button. Once we hit 75 likes, we always do our daily affirmation for our community. It's a big one today. It's about our community. It's about the live stream. It's going to be a good one. I think it's important that we articulate what that is about. So with that being said, let's go ahead and open in prayer, and we'll get today started. Father, we welcome you into our trading today. We invite you into today's session. Father, we trust your leadership. We trust your direction. We trust that you never leave us or forsake us, and that in and through all things, you work all things for the good for those who love you. So, Father, as we trade today, may we glorify your name. May we magnify you in everything that we say and do. And, Father, we just remember your promise. According to Deuteronomy, it's not us and our ability, but it is you who gives us the ability to produce wealth. So today we stand on that promise, and we trust in you. I pray for everyone here that they would be blessed in everything they set their hands to in every way. Father, we honor you, and may this stream glorify your name. In Jesus' name, everyone said in the chat, amen. Okay, how was everybody doing this morning? We're rocking and rolling. We're rocking and rolling today. Good morning. Some of these names, at this point, I don't even know if I can pronounce. I'm just gonna say part of the name. Dex. Good morning. Harvey, Crystal, Sully, Ted, Shone. Good morning. Monk. Let's go Monk. Corey, what's up? Let's see. Dix Orant. Billy, good morning. Just praying. How you doing, John? Maybe you guys should put some names on there that I can say. All in fun. Let's go. All the Rook. Good morning. Alda. We'll call it Alda. Lad. Good morning. Olamid. Maybe. Oh, okay. That might have been an insult. Some of your names might be long or have lots of letters in them. And so if that's the case, I apologize. I am a part of the generation that got the simple name. Tyler. Nothing fancy or crazy about Tyler. I did find out what it meant. If you've never looked up the meaning of your name, I encourage you to look up the meanings of your names. My name means tile maker, or one who lays a foundation. That's what my name means. So there is a part of my identity in laying foundations and building up something with a solid foundation. That's just me, right? So anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead, take a look at the market. Let's jump up to the daily here. All right, we're gonna go through this quickly so that we can get ready to see what the market has. Look how we referenced the midpoint and then we push lower. Okay, just noting that we went up to the midpoint of yesterday's range and then dropped. Okay, anything else here? We have a lot of low resistance liquidity. I am bullish, but this looks attractive. So we're going to see what we have here. 4-hour time frame. Look what we did at 10 p.m. last night. We swept this liquidity and we made also equal highs. So we're going to mark these as equal highs right here. Okay, equal highs. We did technically sweep liquidity, and we have swept liquidity down here on the 6 a.m. candle. And if you look left, right there, there's a 4-hour sweep right there, connected to that that other level. Let me switch over here. There we go. This 6 a.m. candle from yesterday, we swept that low. Okay, we swept that low. So we swept 1 and 2. That's a big deal. So if we are not going to get a continuation to the downside, this would be enough for me to look for a long. Okay, but if we look left, we got all kinds of lows over here that we could target. Dropping down to the 1 hour, I think this is going to be the most significant level. You can look on both sides of the time frame of this curve right here. We got an hourly right here, and we got an hourly right here. We just closed below this hourly right here. So the question is, are we just referencing hitting the midpoint and going to do a continuation lower, or are we going to continue higher and get through this? Okay, this is a big hourly fair value gap. Okay, so as long as we're holding underneath this, I'm probably going to have a bearish attitude and look for shorts. If we can start getting above this, then I probably would look for longs. Okay, and then we would be looking for those equal highs right there. And those equal highs is at the midpoint of yesterday's range. So it's not like it's previous day high. Okay, so we got that. What else do we got down here? We got the 4-hour sweep. This right here looks bullish. So everything I'm saying right now is me just processing out loud. I'm not necessarily committing to a way at the moment. I'm analyzing. Down to the 15-minute, what do we got? We got a inversion right here that took place. We'll see if this inversion holds. So we're going to mark this right there. That is a 15-minute BISI, but we're going to call this an inversion. 15-minute IFVG. Do you see how we went through it here? Now I want to see if it finds resistance on us going higher. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. If we close above it, then it's starting to tell us there's more consolidation. We had some news this morning too at 8:30 or 8:30, 8:30, one of the two. We'll take a look at that once we drop down. It was it here? Yeah, it was right here. Is it right at 8:30, I believe? Okay. Here's another 15-minute fair value gap overlapping with the hourly. And then these equal highs. So we swept liquidity down here from a 4-hour perspective. That might be enough. However, we are in a potential market maker sell model. We have our breaker here. We have our sweep of liquidity up here. It's very exaggerated when we look at these levels right here. So let's drop down to the 5-minute and mark our London low and London high. Okay, 8:30. There is 7 a.m. There's 5:50. So London low's been tagged, and this is looking good for a long here. We have London high, and what else do we have that's not been tagged? We have midnight open. Okay, midnight open, sitting right there. This is midnight open. Okay, I like midnight open and not being tagged. That's attractive. Okay, so dropping down, find where our 7 a.m. level is. We'll see what it's done there. 7 a.m. we sweeped the low. There's 7 a.m. and now we're moving higher. Based on what I'm seeing here, I'm initially bullish. Here in this drop to this 4-hour sweep, I'm initially bullish. We'll see how 9:30 opens. It could change as quick as a candle, a 1-minute candle print. And we'll see what we got here. So higher time frame, let me rephrase this. I want to be bullish, but I can't be until we get above this level here. I think that's a more accurate statement of what I'm trying to articulate. Here is showing bullish signs and bullish formations, but it could be just a quick candle to go like that, and it's a continuation, right? So that's kind of what we're looking here for. Opening range gap here, we have 2 minutes left. We have 4:15. So our opening range gap that we have. Drop down to the 1 minute. All right, we got 1 minute till the open. We got a 1 minute right here. That was tagged. I'm 50-50 on 9:30, guys. We'll take it, but we'll do a small size here.
Order filled.
I hate that noise. It's annoying. And why?
Order filled.
Is asking for confirmation. Give me a second. I'm gonna get rid of this noises. I don't like. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. I don't know why it changes that all the time. All right, we're going to do just another quick test trade just to make sure. Nope, do not show this again. All right, let's try one more test trade here. There we go. All right. So I don't know what happened there, why it did all that, but we are good to go now. All right. So here we go. Markets selling off here. 9:30 model was break even for today. There's our opening range gap that if you go to the regular trading hours, you're going to see a large gap there. I like this, I really do, the gap here and London high and midnight open. So we'll see what this looks like. We don't have any opportunities right now. Just a re-sweeping of that 4-hour low. So far, maybe it's going to continue. We don't know. Let's mark 9:30 out right now. Oops, that's not 9:30. All right, there we go. Gonna pull over this London low. Some of these levels that we've been tracking for a little while now. We have low resistance liquidity. If we get an opportunity to run this low resistance liquidity, I might be interested in it. If it's gonna run London low, there's a good chance it runs the rest of this, okay? That's how I'm treating this. There's a breaker right here. Let's see if it gives us an inversion right away. That's pretty aggressive, if I had to say so myself. That's 56 handles in that one candle right there. Remember the 4 hour here. If we go to the hourly, this is what it looks like. Another sweep right there. We could do something like that. That's a real possibility here. So paying attention here. Five-minute is going to be closing. All right, I think I'm going to take a long here. Five-minute just gave us an inversion. The hollow candles on the right are an indicator. We'll do that here. Or the indicators right here. Just copy that, and then you should be good. A lot of volume here. My stop was hit almost immediately, right when we went back down. Yes, I do. The volatility here of back and forth, we're just going to wait. See if it gives us something a little clearer, a little better entry. $7 a.m. level here's been 15-minute closes here in a few minutes, 6 minutes. I'll get a better idea of what's going to happen here. Good morning, Kayford. How are you doing? All set. How you doing? Good morning. South Africa. Glad to have you from South Africa. Do you please? Good morning, Tyler Traders. Mad love. I don't see anything out of the ordinary from the opening right here. Sometimes it's erratic. It goes back and forth. It's good to wait for the first 15-minute close. It gives us a better idea of where the volatility wants to go on that first 15-minute candle. There's a lot of volatility that takes place in that first 15-minute candle. So even ES over here. Just consolidating back and forth. It ran the low, made and left equal highs. Yeah, that's the average. That's this number right here. The 26 tells us the size, the average size of the candles. Okay, looks like the inversion that we got down here was a close way down here. There's London low. We'll see if it wants to run for this London low right here. If it does, we have a chance of probably getting an expansion lower, but it might give us a retracement first. We'll see. ES is also pushing lower. So we're going to wait for this London low. Give us an idea of what it wants to do here. Yeah, there's low resistance liquidity too. We could get a bigger expansion. We'll see if it wants to expand here. All right, so there's that. Let's look at the 15-minute. All right, so this is the new 15-minute candle right here. We got liquidity above us and below us. It's like, it's a perfect storm of which way does it want to run for. This 15-minute candle is giving us some indication. We haven't broke if we found resistance here, so I'm partial to look for a continuation to the downside. There's a lot of low resistance liquidity on ES as well. No fair value gaps here. We got one fair value gap right here that overlaps with this breaker. So if we find an opportunity where it comes up to here and it finds resistance and it doesn't just blow right through it, I might look at taking a part of this low here. The volatility. There's London low here, and there's London high here. When I say it, I think it could probably go down to the London low. I'm not saying it's a trade idea. It's, okay, the next point of interest I'm interested in is the London low. I'm going to pay attention to London low because I'm not going to try to take a long anywhere in here it's just, that's how price runs. It runs for liquidity. And if it doesn't run to this level, then it's in consolidation. So I don't know exactly what it's going to do. I'm just tape reading. And when I get a better idea or something that I have conviction on, then that's where I will try to take the long. Sometimes when you get price action like this and it's like right here, maybe you can do a small scalp because the likelihood of hitting this level is pretty strong. But you just got to be careful that because it could give it a big retracement before it hits it. All right, so we tap the breaker perfectly. Let's see how this candle closes and what the next candle begins to do. All right, we will try this right here. Looking for a short to go right here. See if it wants to sweep. If not, we will close it. It should. Give me a second. Let me see what's it should work now. The problem with Bullinox is Bullinox constantly requires you to update it. They'll end a sale, they'll add a sale, they'll end a sale, they'll add a sale, and they don't just let you use your coupon code. You got to constantly update it. They just assign a random number to it, which is annoying. So I just updated it. I try to go in and I check it once a week, but it will work now. Sorry about that. Okay, so what's the idea here? We have a breaker. We reach for the fair value gap. We have low resistance liquidity down here on the left-hand side of us. If we look left, we have a lot of low resistance liquidity sitting right here. We would be looking for really just the next London low as a potential target. We have liquidity here, so we have a bunch of different liquidity here. We'll see if it wants to give it to us or not. But this is how you try to see, this is how you test to see if you're on the right side. You find an entry, you find the logic, you take the trade, you set a stop loss, you let the trade play out. Sure, I could have sold at that low. I'm looking for the actual push lower, not just a sweep of the liquidity low. It could mean I take a loss if it decides to run this. It's part of the game. We did get a small sweep right there. Welcome if you're here for the first time. Once we hit 75 likes, that gives us the green light to do our daily affirmation. We'll have a good affirmation for us here today. So go ahead, hit the like button if you appreciate hanging out here, you like what we're doing, you like the community. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, there's our another push lower. See if we can get a larger expansion move that leaves a fair value gap. We got 3 minutes left before 10 o'clock. The trade we took yesterday, we took a beautiful long. I ended up closing it early because I didn't want to sit on the charts. It is right here. We took this long right here. And I said I was going to hold it to the highs. I decided to sell it about here. But it would have never hit the high, but it would have given at least 200 points. It would have been a nice trade. But I closed it. Because I was like, I don't want to sit on the charts that long. I'm getting ready to sell one contract here. We're going to sell one right there. Sold one contract. Reason why is it's right at the new week opening gap low. It closed right on the level. I just want to be careful in case this wants to just reverse right here. Okay, we're going to come on 10 o'clock right here. I'm paying attention, seeing what happens with this candle. That's what I wanted, was the expansion lower. We're going to sell one contract there. We are up almost, we were up over 100 points on that candle. Looking at this London low right here to be tagged. That would be 120 points approximately. We're short on one micro and we're up $200. I'm being careful. This 10 a.m. is a low. If we get another green candle here, then I'm probably closing the position because 10 o'clock candles tend to be, it can be a reversal point. I just don't want to be caught in that reversal. It needs to push lower right here. Any expansion higher from a green candle, I'm not a fan of. I really want to see this lower low. Okay, it needs to be right. I would like it to be right here. Gonna probably close this right here. Just watching to see if this turns into a green candle or not. Yeah, I'm gonna close it. Position closed. 100-point trade there, looking at the continuation. I'm proud of myself. Continuations aren't my bread and butter, and we played that continuation. Looked for the lower low, despite it hitting a London low and potentially having to deal with a reversal. But we took it off this breaker. Played nicely. Over 100-point trade, so good trade. And I'm glad we sold. And we have a deeper pullback coming. We'll see if it wants to do it here or not, but overall, nice, 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 nice. Jonathan, I have a question about psychology. ITC said to trade micros and don't risk too much. What I realized within myself is I'm very good at noticing displacement and have a high risk tolerance. I actually feel more anxious the longer the trade, but not the more money the trade costs. Do you think this is a valid mindset? I know it's riskier, but with prop firms, it eliminates a lot of the risk. No. I think that's a fault. That I would call that an incorrect mindset, because you're not treating your prop firms like real cash, and that's the problem with prop firms. Because the moment you have a funded account and you're not treating higher costs with that same amount of respect, you end up oversizing, overtrading, and you blow your account. What role do previous unmitigated fair value gaps play in a trend like this? It depends. Sometimes they'll stay unmitigated. Sometimes they will be retraced to. In the case like here, I would say it would be nice to see it come back up to here and then do the continuation. But if it doesn't, that just means it's even heavier. It's still wanting to expand. It's still leaving unmitigated fair value gaps. If we get an inversion here, it's not a bad position. And then if we take a look at over here, ES is still showing a push lower. We still have unmitigated levels lower here. So now it's a matter of when does the next push lower want to take place. I don't see why we would stop here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why we would. Which is what happened to me. To my first and only PA account, Apex gone. Praise the Lord for passing the eval first. So many, though. Amen. The seal is broken. I'm talking about swapping from 3 micros to 1 or 2 E-minis and making my same strategy but holding the trade for less time because the big displacement. Yeah, that's fine. I did the same thing, Jonathan. You can do that, but the problem is there's going to be a time you're going to be wrong, and that short period of time will turn into a big loss. That's just what will happen, because you're not going to have a 100% win rate. So one of those trades is going to go against you aggressively, and when it does, it hurts, and it could blow your account. When you're dealing with 1 or 2 E-minis with a 2,500 drawdown limit, that can be eaten up in 2 or 3 trades. So what happens if you have 3 trades that you're wrong? 2 trades that you're wrong? You just have less room for error. And when there's less room for error, you just blow more accounts. If you're going to do it, you do one micro or one mini contract. Don't do 2, do 1, and prove to yourself you can do it. You have to be extremely quick on moving your stop to break even and being okay with break even trades. So what that would look like would be something, let me pull this up. It would look something like this, right? Okay, so let's just say, let's do 20 points. All right, let's say I want to go long, right? Let's say, no, I like the idea of shorts here. So let's say we want to go short. There's 20 handles right there. So I set that up, and then your goal is as soon as it starts going into profit, let's just say, let's see if it goes into profit. I don't know if it is or not. This one stops me out. As soon as it goes into profit, you're going to want to move your stop loss to break even. That's the goal. So in this case, you still have a stop loss. It didn't hit. It actually stopped me out. See how aggressive that thing can go? It's just, that's the risk. Is you get something like that, you will blow your account. You're done. I did 1 micro. I lost 20 bucks, 40 bucks. That's completely different, and it doesn't mess with your psychology. The more you do it, the more it messes with your psychology. So this is why you go smaller size. You haven't trained yourself to wait for the bigger trades, and that's why you feel anxious. It's just lack of experience. I like the idea of it rebalancing this level here. That's a 15-minute SIBI. Let's see if it wants to rebalance that. That breaker right into that SIBI looks really good. It's just too close for me to take it right here, right? It's too close for me to take that. And it technically didn't even give us a break of, or this inversion right here. I was talking about something else, so I wasn't paying attention to that. That would have been a nice inversion to take long. You guys see that? So we made 100 points to the downside. Here's an inversion. You could have got 100 points to the almost, well, 50, at least 50 points to the upside based on that inversion right there. The thing is, guys, you have here's why, Jonathan, I'm not a fan of what you're suggesting, okay? And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You can do it. There's probably a way to make it work, okay? But in this today, I took a long and I was wrong. I took a short and I was right. If you take 5 or 6 trades, right, you need to have your risk small enough so that when you're wrong, it doesn't destroy you. Here, this is the problem with most traders, is their size is just too large and they end up hurting themselves as a result of it, unintentionally. But the problem is they have success with the minis. They're in and out and they're like, well, this is great. I like this. And then they're building a wrong habit. They're building a false positive of, wow, this feels great. And this is a good thing. When in reality, I was just listening to ICT yesterday. You might be green. He said this, you might be green, but if you pull up the exact trade on how you became green, it probably was oversized and it probably was more by chance than anything else. That can be the case. I'm not saying that's what happened with you, but that can be the case for many people. So until a negative win, thank you. We talked about negative wins or a positive loss. You don't want negative wins where you do the wrong thing and it comes out positive. That creates a wrong perspective that can result in bad habits that could cause you to blow accounts in the future. And I'm only saying that from experience. I'm only saying that from lots and lots and lots and lots of experience. Now, is there time you can oversize because you feel confident? 100%. I've done it. Many times it's on the 3 p.m. reversals. I'll oversize. Or we get an inversion to the downside and there's a very obvious key level and I'll oversize. Rarely do I'll just say this in full transparency, I rarely oversize on my live streams. I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do that. It just doesn't make sense to do that for me. But there's a place for it. You just got to be able to recognize it and pull yourself out of it and not allow yourself to go on tilt. And then the next thing you know is you're tripling your size and it's like, all right, this needs to be a win. I'm either going to accept the blown account or a win. How many of you have done that? How many of you get into a trade and you go, it's either going to blow my account or this is going to be a win? I've done it. That's called tilt. That's tilt. That's not okay. That's the wrong perspective that can destroy your accounts and it can cause you to lose lots and lots of money. I'm grateful for prop firms, man, because your losing of money is definitely reduced, but it causes you to take even more risk. And you're like, oh, this is cheap. I'll just get a new one. Click, 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 click. Is it going to go? Oh, it just break. It's either blow an account or go. Come on. You got it. You got it. Come on, come on. Oh, man, that sucks. Okay, I'll just go get another one. What are you going to do when you actually get a funded account and you're up $4,000? That one hurts more. That's happened to me. I've been up for $3,000 or $4,000 on a funded account, and I went on tilt. Oh my gosh. That's the worst, because that was real money I could withdraw, and I lost it. Can anybody feel my pain? Can you feel my pain? Yeah, Jonathan, I can tell you right now, it takes, I'm going to read this carefully. It's not to make fun of, but I'm using it as a point. You're saying here, this is what you're saying. My issue is micros with the same trading strategy takes way longer to be profitable. If I do 40 handles on E-mini, I can exit my trade with good profit, but trading to hold a micro trade for 70 is way harder. Okay, here's the truth. I'm going to tell you your target is off. Your target of trading for profitability, that's the wrong target. Your target needs to be trading for education, trading for following your rules, trading for the setup and the strategy, and the profits will take care of themselves. You trading for money always results, anybody here can raise their hand and attest to this, trading for the purpose of becoming profitable faster results in you going slower. Full stop. You hear, if you go slower, trading smaller, results in you becoming profitable faster. Here's why that works. When you trade for profit, you increase your size, which causes more setbacks as a result of it. You're going to get a setback after setback after setback. And the problem is you're making progress, but it doesn't feel that way because you're constantly having to reset and restart. Yeah, you're making progress on the educational side, but you have to now deal with these negative emotions of constantly failing compared to if you do smaller size and you have your account. You have one account for 4 or 5 weeks compared to an account for 3 or 4 days. That builds confidence. You're saying to yourself, wow, I've traded consistently. I've honored my levels. I've honored my strategy and my plan, and I have this account for 4 weeks. You're building confidence and you're building a larger root system. When you trade smaller, you'll end up being profitable faster. You ask any profitable trader out there, they'll say the same thing. Or a majority of them at least. I'm not talking about sizing up. I'm not talking about taking your trading to the next level. I'm just talking about getting from that negative to that positive. That's it. That's all I'm talking about. You will see progress faster. And then you enter a new phase. Okay, you enter the scaling phase, which is a whole other level that has its own struggles, is learning to scale in size and dealing with those same emotions. That's all I had to say on that. That's all I got. I agree, but I find it much harder to follow my strategy when I'm going so slow. It makes me take trades I shouldn't because even the good trades didn't pay that much. Jonathan, you sound just like me. That sounds just like me. I'm getting flashbacks as I'm reading this because I did the same thing. I got into trading think I was going to be profitable in 6 months. It happened. It hit 6 months and I'm like, wow, what, a year? A year hits, nothing. a year and a half, finally I start seeing gains and progress. That's when it happened. But the thing that changed for me is I said, literally, however long this takes, I'm committed. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take it. Whatever it takes, I'm going to do it. But I switched from this mindset of trying to make money to learning to learn from a trade. Education, trading for education, trading for the purpose of following my rules and my plan. Do I mess up? I'll raise my hand and say I mess up. I have those moments, those weak spots where I just break out of it and I blow an account at random. And then I have to refocus and realign, look at my charts, remember what my foundation is, and continue to build on that. There's a reason why such a few number of people make profits, because a majority of people get into trading with the expectation they're going to make money fast. But it is the hardest, easiest money you will ever make. Meaning it's going to take so much change on your part. It's going to take so much commitment to personal development, to personal discipline to begin to see that change. But when it happens, man, your opportunities can be endless. Oh, I got plenty of YouTube, plenty of videos coming. I love these questions. And I'll say, Jonathan, I love this. Thank you for being honest and transparent. There is no hate here. None whatsoever. I want the absolute best for you. I want to see you crush it. And if you start crushing it tomorrow, I'll be the first to say, way to go, man. That is awesome. I wouldn't have expected that, but way to go, man. Keep going. This is what this is about. And this is going to be our segue into our affirmation, okay? This is the segue into our affirmation today, because this is extremely important, and this goes along with what I was just talking about in regards to the question from Jonathan. Here, let me pull it up here. Okay. Where is it? Why don't I see it? Why don't I see it? I don't see it. Give me un momento, and I'll get it. Guys, have you noticed nothing's happened since I started rambling? We're not in a macro. I'm just waiting for price to, it's respected here, this 15-minute fair value gap. So we came up when we reached that 15-minute fair value gap, and since then we've been consolidating. All right, here it is. We'll jump over to this screen here. I'll just pull it up on this screen. Okay. All right, today's affirmation is based on my quiet time from today. I was working out yesterday, and I had the Bible in my ears, and I was listening to Romans, and I went over this part, and I'm like, I need to read that. I need to read that again. Because I think there's some stuff here. It goes in line with my purpose of what this chat, these live streams are supposed to be focused on. Okay? So it's Romans chapter 14. Romans chapter 14, verses 13 and verses 19. Here's verse 13. Therefore, let us stop passing judgment on one another. Instead, make up your mind not to put any stumbling block or obstacle in the way of a brother or sister. And then we're going to jump to verse 19. Let us therefore make every effort to do what leads to peace and to mutual edification. It goes on to say, do not destroy the work of God for the sake of food. He's talking about unclean food because it was a big debate back in the day. Do I eat pork? Do I not eat pork? Can I eat meat or not eat meat? And he's saying that don't allow these things to destroy the destroy the work of God that the Lord is doing. We could substitute food for trading strategies. We could substitute it for opinions on the economics or politics. You name it. Don't allow those things. So here's today's affirmation. Today I choose peace and pursue what builds others up. I refuse offense, division, and unnecessary conflict. My life points to unity, growth, and what truly matters. Okay? That is what this channel is all about. I will tell you right now, if you are here in this chat and you're divisive, if you're causing division, if you're being argumentative for the purpose of destruction, you're out. That won't be allowed here, because there is a purpose for this live stream, and it's to build you up. It's for us to build each other up in the Lord, in the realm of day trading. That's what this is about. It's day trading and Jesus. This is what it's about. I want us to encourage each other, to empower each other, not because one strategy is better than the other. You know, I'm the teacher in this case. I view myself as the teacher. There are strategies that work that I'm like, I would not be trading that, but that's crazy. It's working. Way to go. There's no reason to diss somebody else's strategy that may be working. This is what this channel is about. So I just pray that you can embrace that and join me in it. Join me in it. All right, let's see what's going on here. Market's dropping. Let's jump to the 15-minute here. Here's our retracement back up into here. Here's our London low. Do we get our... All right, I'm going to take a small short here, and we're going to see if this wants to go. What am I taking it based on? I'm taking it based on this inversion that was taken right here, and London low for a continuation. Now, I will note that it is 9 or 10:30. We could get consolidation until 11. So this is why I'm only doing a micro. I'm not doing anything larger. I'm not taking anything crazy here. I'm just playing the trend and seeing if we can see the continuation on the trend. That's it. That's it. If it breaks this, then I'm going to close the position. I will accept the small loss that it would be for the chance to see this continuation play out. Okay? So this is looking like that right there. That's what I want. Something like that. Now, I'm going to say it's probably, the odds aren't in my favor, I'll be honest with you, based on it being 230. Here, this is actually our 1030 model. This is the 1030 model. Let's see if it plays out. $10.30. Let's go. Let's go. Stop loss would be at this candle's high, technically, for the 1030 model. Let's do that. Let's see if it plays. I really like if we can keep that wick. Oh boy, oh boy. If we can keep that wick in a small bodied or even a black candle, that would be even better. Oops. There is a volume imbalance here. I'm just noting that. So I'm gonna, that technically your stop loss would be an inversion, or basically an invalidation of that inversion would be all the way up here. I like this. If it fails, I will tell you, and I'll say it was worth it. If it fails, I'll tell you, I'd say I would do this again. I like this. We redistributed back up to the 15-minute fair value gap, consolidated, hit a breaker, expanded lower. We are in a bearish environment right now, so this could run this low resistance liquidity right here. And if it doesn't and it wants to wait till 11, then we're not going to lose that much, so we can try again at 11. This is trade number 3 for me. I allow myself typically 4 trades. Have I broken that rule? Yes. Has it hurt me in a big way? Yes. Have I made lots of money in a big way by breaking the rule? Yes. So I've seen both sides of it, so I try to stick to just 4 trades. Oh, bummer. Come on. Give it to me. Give it to me. We took the 930 model. We took a then we took, I didn't include the 930. Disregard the 930. I went long right here for a loss. Then we went short right here for 200 points. And then now we're looking for a short right here. I'm not going to lie with you. I'm half tempted to allow my stop to move because I'm small in size. Because I think we're waiting for the 11 a.m. macro. And if that's the case, we might just squeak up here and then roll over closer to 11. That's the risk of taking these shorts right in the middle of the hour. But we're going to let it play out. I'm not going to move the stop. We're just going to let it be. There's not another fair value gap. This is the only fair value gap right here on this inversion. So that's what makes this very attractive. There is one way up here, but it's been consolidated through. That's what makes this attractive. But it may not give it to us. MC on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 9:15. Tuesdays, I have a private live stream in our, oh, that reminds me, in the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. For those that were interested in the Purpose Driven Trader Academy, today is the last day for the 20% off sale. Tonight at midnight, it will end. If you're interested, you can use the code NEWYEAR. And it will give you a 20% off discount for joining the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. It's not a monthly subscription. It's a one-time fee. Includes the Discord, includes over 50 plus, probably, I don't know how many hours of content. Kingdom Mindset, trading strategies, the 930 model, all of that. And then anything that I do in the future, you'll be grandfathered in for the most part. I haven't thought of anything where you wouldn't be grandfathered in. So any monthly subscriptions that we start, if you're already in it, you would then be grandfathered in. All right, so I stopped out. Dang it, I was a little early. I think I was a little early on that one. See that little reach? That little reach right there, and then it's like, oh, let's go back into the range. Yeah, it's lifetime. That is the lifetime. Because it's a little over a year old. I want to build, right now I care more about building a engaged community right now than profits, and so that's to cover my time and anything else I do. But once we get to a certain level inside the community, it will change to be more of a subscription base so I can manage it better, because there's a lot of things that I want to do. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to do it, and I'll need support for that. This is why, so remember how I said I was half tempted to move my stop loss higher because I felt like it was just going to give its time and then it was going to come back down? This is what I mean. But I let it stop me out. If it starts running, I'll just add to the position. Yeah. I think I might re-enter this. I feel horrible doing this on stream with you guys. I feel bad because it could still not play out. I'm going to do it anyway. This is the kind of trade I'd want to do on my personal account. It looks so good. You can find it on MC. You can check it out on the Purpose Driven Trader. Purpose Driven Trader. Let me pin this, and then I'll put the website on there. thepurposedriventrader.com. Many of the trades that I take, if I'm wrong, if I miss the trade, it's because I didn't time it correctly. That's the biggest, not the biggest. It's a hard one to master, is timing. And I mean, really isn't. The answer should be just trade the macro times, because right now is the macro time. Or closer to the macro time. We're going to see if this goes lower. I added the position. Oh, I swept it on NQ. NQ is swept. I'm going to give it a second to push here. And then hit it. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. All right, so it hit my position. It averaged down, and it left it there. So it sold my first position, and my second position is now right here. It's at break even. Let's get ready to drop, baby. Come on. You know you want to. You know you want to. No, you don't. No, no. Because it's only up like 20 points. And I care about a bigger move than just trying to preserve what I got. I would have been stopped out if I did that right here. So in one scenario, I would have been stopped out. In this scenario, I'm now getting a bigger expansion. It's whatever your goal is. My goal was not to try to preserve $20. It was to give myself an opportunity to get a bigger move. Uh-oh. 4-hour fair value gap. Is that what we got? Yeah, we got a 4-hour fair value gap. We're probably going... There could be a reversal here. Let's see if it wants to expand. I'm watching this 4-hour. This London low. Now what I can do now is once this next candle closes, I'll put my stop here. I'm going to move my stop to the top of that candle now. I do not want to see any candle. See how most of these candles, let me go to a lower time frame. Look at this. I'll show you. Look at these candles here on this move. How many of these candles actually went back up above the previous candle? Only one. So I want to stay inside of this trend. And so my stop is going to go to the high now of every previous candle, in hopes that we get a continuation. At some point we won't. And once we hit that London low, that's probably my clue that I need to probably take profit. Okay? There's the London low. And especially if we don't get a big candle, that's going to be hard. We'll probably get stopped out. So we're up 50 points right now. Man, today's a phenomenal trading day. This is Such good trading. Wow. Can every day be like this, Lord? Please? Pretty please? All right. There's a good chance we're going to get stopped out here. Stop loss has moved to 494. London low is 455. All right, they're stopped out. All right, we got stopped out. We got about a, what was it? I don't even know what that trade was. We shorted here again before the drop to here. That's 117 points. Guys, that's 2 trades of over 100 points. Holy macaroni. I mean, I think I'm gonna, I'm done on my personal accounts. Or, excuse me, my funded accounts. Yeah, they're nice. We're going to, give me a second, I'm gonna close this. In the back of my mind, I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, that'd be a great personal trade. Oh, I wish I was in my personal account. I'm really putting more attention on growing my personal account. I think it can. I think it can. But to be honest, this is probably a good time to call it a day. It's pretty good. Pretty productive day. Let's see if it hits. Let's check out the 15-minute chart. Got 7 minutes left. Nice expansion there. London low. Long now. Nah. I do think I'm going to call it a day here, folks. Today was a great trading day. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time. If you appreciate that, consider giving it a like. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on X, or if you're interested in the Purpose Driven Trader Academy, you can find it. We're doing last day for the promo of New Year. Other than that, guys, God bless you, and we will see you all tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye.